Hello YouTube, I'm Aaron. Welcome to another exciting edition of Vim in Slow Motion. Today we'll be talking about registers, following the video I did on copying and pasting, where we learned on how to copy and paste things multiple times in Vim, and we saw the advantages of using Vim compared to other text editors. And today we're going to look at how we can make good use of the registers to be able to copy and paste things from multiple sections without having to paste them or do them several times. So before I start, we're going to just take a good look at this code. I got this code from the source, and where the task is, we're going to try to copy this for loop here, copy the while loop, copy the scan, copy the print in different places and paste them at different times. And we'll try to see how we'll do that with gedit or another text editor, and we'll see how Vim comes in handy. So before I continue, I'm going to split this into two. So I'm using Vim 8.1. so with it you can run the terminal directly from your Vim text editor without having to open a new terminal. So with that, I will do gedit. I'm using the fish shell. I'm not using normal bash. So with fish shell, excuse me, you can have code completion, so something like this. So we're going to do gedit that, and we'll see how that would look like when we are doing this on normal text editor. So I've shifted this to another window, so we have two windows now. Shifted this in. Now the first thing is we want to copy this, right, and paste it beneath. So for instance, there's a task. We want to create a new function. Maybe the function name is going to be called test. So say int test, right? Or I forget I'm using Vim. And then I want to copy the first control structure, or a loop structure rather. Copy, and then we'll come down here and paste. And then we want to copy the next, which would be while. Here, copy, and then come down here, paste. And then we want to copy this, copy, right, copy, and then maybe we'll paste it over here. Then this, finally we copy, and then we paste it over there. So this is how basically we do this with normal text editors. I don't use Visual Studio Code. I don't use Sublime Text. I just use Vim. So this is how you do it basically with other text editors. And if you know of any other way you can use other text editors to do it the way I'm going to show in Vim, please write it down in the comments below. So let's now see how we're going to do this with Vim much more easily. So I'll close this off. I'm not going to save it. Okay, and we're now going to try to use, I'm closing the terminal there. We're now going to try to use Vim. So with Vim, what I'm going to simply do is I'm going to go to the bottom of the file, without having to move the cursor. That will be capital G in normal mode, and then I'm going to enter insert mode by pressing O, and then I'm going to write a new function. So int test. I already have some plugins that help me complete my brackets, so I don't have to type it twice to complete. It just completes it automatically. Most IDEs have that. So what we're going to do with Vim now is we're going to copy the first block of code into a given register, copy the second block of code into another register, copy the third block of code into another register, and so on and so forth. So we're going to start with the for loop, which is on line 20. So we'll just jump to line 20, like so. Oh, sorry, it was 20 steps above rather. So that was 7 steps. Sorry, I missed that. So 7 steps above. So now what we're going to do is, Vim has a syntax for specifying a register. So you can specify a register from numbers to alphabets, and what you do is you first of all state where you want to save it, what you want to copy. So you do quotes, double quotes. That tells it, okay, I want to copy. And then where do you want to copy it to? So let's say you want to copy it to register 1. So you type 1. Then what action do you want to perform? We want to copy the first 3 lines from the beginning of the cursor. So that'll be Y3J. So if you see below here, it says 4 lines yanked into register 1. So I've saved that first block of code. And the next block of code is 5 lines below. So I will do 5J. That takes me to that line. And I want to copy this block of code into register 2. So I'll do quote 2 yank 4J. So if you see down here, 5 lines yanked into register 2. Next is I want to yank 10 the printf, this printf. So that is 10 steps above where I am. And besides, to get this, you have to set numbers and relative numbers. So relative numbers help you know how many steps you are, so you can easily calculate and know how to move. So I want to move 10 steps above. So I'm going to say 10. I can either say 10, or that will take me to line 10. I will say, let's see if I knew the line number, but in this case I don't know the line number. So I'll just move with the cursor. So I'll say 10K. That puts me there, and I want to put this in register 3. So once again, quote 3 yank, because I am just copying that entire line. Then the last is I want to copy the last line down, so I move down, which is J, and then I say that will be register 4. Register 4 quotes 4 yank. So with that, I have copied everything I need to copy into separate registers. So now I can paste these at random. So with this, remember, they are saved somewhere, so I can paste them wherever I want, whenever I want. So I just move 22 steps down, so that will be 22J. And then the first is to paste the first for loop. The first for loop was on register 1. So I'm going to do quotes 1P. So that copies out the contents of register 1 into my current position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 3 steps down, which would be 3J, and then I go back to normal mode, and I replacing register 2. So with register 2, I also quote to P. You see, I don't need to do another Control C, Control V. Remember, this vim in slow motion, so I'm making it slow, but in real life it can happen within a flash, very fast. So then next is I want to copy register 3, paste register 3, but I want to paste that above, so I'll say 11K, right? And then I'll say quote 3P. And then the next, the last not least, is going to be register 4, which is now going to be quote 4P. So with this, I have been able to do exactly what I did before, but with fewer steps, less movement. In fact, most of what I was doing was because I was talking, right? So if you were to play it fast, this would have taken me a fraction of the time it would have taken me to do it on the other text editor. Now there's a catch here, and there's a bonus. I can still remember my registers. So if I want to do this again in a different order, say I want to paste maybe register 3 somewhere else. Maybe I want to paste it, for instance, on, let's say 23K. I want to paste it here. I don't need to do another Control V or Control C. I just need to paste my register 4, or register 3 rather. So register 3P. It still remembers it. It still remembers it. That's a plus. So imagine you have documents which you copy from different places. Maybe you are doing your thesis or something, and you are copying information from different files. You can copy this information and store them in different places, and then make use of them down in your document. So for instance, maybe you're writing a letter, and the introduction you copy from somewhere else, the conclusion you copy from somewhere else, the body you copy from somewhere else. You don't have to go back and forth. You can just do all your copies, as many as you want, and then you come down to Vim and aggregate them. So now, how do you find where you saved, or which register contains what, for instance? So for instance, this can grow as much as the registers are available. So how do you find where you saved all this? You can just go to command mode and type reg, and here it gives you the list of all your registers. So if you look into register 1, there's nothing there. Register 2, we have that. Register 3, we have that. Register 4, we have that. Register 5, we have that. If you notice, our register 1 has been shifted a bit to register 0. So sometimes you may need to check to see where your information is stored, and then you move. So with that, I think you can easily see that Vim makes copying and pasting data movement very easy. So you don't really have to, you just really need to focus on your work. You don't need to be fighting with copying and pasting and copying and pasting. So this is how far we're going with respect to this session. Now next session we'll look at the advantages of, by the way, just need to say that with registers you can also store macros in them. We'll do macros in a later video, where macros is simply where you can perform an action and play back that action. So in our next video we'll see that, but in our next video we'll be looking at markers. So please check out our next video. Thank you.